Welcome to a new video which is about linear equations and graph of linear equations. In this video I will show what is linear equation, and also I will show you an easy way about how to graph linear equations. If this is your first time here and if you want to support this channel, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell to turn on the notifications to be aware of the upcoming videos. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. As we see from the definition here, equations which are in this form called linear equations. Sometimes the equation might be in this form. Actually, both of them are same. Why? Because if you send this c to the right, okay, c is any constant. So again, you're going to get ax plus by is equal to c. This is y. So either this or that, you may see one of those form in books. It doesn't matter. Both of them mean the same thing. So in both cases, that equation mean a linear equation. Here the coefficients a, b, c, they are real numbers. As we see here, they are all real numbers. And in this case also we have to consider something, that a and b should not be equal to both 0 at the same time. Why? Because in this case the equation doesn't become a linear equation. We have some examples here as a linear equation. For example, we have 2x minus 4y minus 9 is 0. And again, as I said, if you send this 9 to the right, it's going to be 2x minus 4y is 9. That is also a linear equation. Y is 6 is another linear equation because there is no x but there is y. B is equal to negative 3a is another linear equations, but here the variables are not x and y. The variables are b and a, and we can draw the graph of b with respect to a. And the same thing is here. The variables are m and n. 2m plus 4n is 10. This is another linear equation. But if you look at the right side, 3xy, okay, you cannot multiply those two terms, okay, because if you do, then it's not going to be a linear equation. It is a non-linear equation because of this multiplication actually. And if you look at the next one, this equation is not a linear equation as well. Why? Because of that square root of x. The variable cannot be inside the root, that it cannot go outside. For example, of course, we can say this is x squared and this is already x. This is acceptable. What? Why? Because this x can come outside, as in this case. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about some values that cannot come outside of the root. And the same thing is here. This is not a linear equation. Why? Because if you apply the cross product here, xy is 1. It becomes in this form, and that is not a linear equation as well. The same thing is true for the last one, 3s squared. Because of that s squared, it is not a linear equation. When it comes to say what is a linear equation, what it looks like is, we can say that it's a line. Okay, for example, this line is a linear equation, or that line is a linear equation. This line is a linear equation, but it should be a straight line. We have a question here, and it says in y is equal to 3x minus 10, what are a, b, and c? Where the equation is in this form. We need to show it in this form. How? As you can see, x and y on the left, and on the right there is just one constant. So I need to send this 3x to the left. So it's going to be y minus, here it was positive 3x, and that's going to be negative 3x, is equal to negative 10, guys. For the people who are not familiar with what I did here, I recommend you to take a look at one of my previous videos about shortcuts in calculations. Anyway, so here if we put it in this form, and then we can see a, b, and c. A is the coefficient of x, and here the coefficient of x is negative 3, so a is negative 3. B is the coefficient of y, so b is 1, guys, and c is the constant on the right, which is negative 10, guys. Okay, we are in the second part of the video, the graph of linear equations. We have a really nice strategy. Once you apply this strategy, guys, you're gonna plot the graph of linear equations very easily. So it says pick a number for x and find a number for y. In such a linear equation, which we have here, we're gonna pick a number for x and find a corresponding number for y. We can pick a number for y also and find a corresponding number for x. So it says do it twice because we're gonna need 2 points. And then after finding those 2 points, we will show those 2 points on the coordinate system, and then we're going to connect those points to make it a line. And we have a clue here. It says use x-intercepts, which means this is the case when y is equal to 0. By the way, we need to keep those in mind always, okay? When you see anything like what is x-intercept, then you should know that that means when y is equal to 0, what is x? When you see something what is y-intercept, that means when x is equal to 0, what is y? You can take it in this way. To make the calculations easier, one of the easiest number is of course 0. So always just pick 0 for x or for y in most cases in such questions. For example, if you look at here, plot the graph of 3y is equal to x minus 6. If you look at number 1, okay, it says pick a number for x. So just let's say when x is 0, okay, what is y? And then 3y is 0 minus 6, right? So it's going to be 3y is negative 6, so divide both sides by 3. These are gone. If this is the case, and then y is negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2, guys. So I have the first point. Let me write the points here. I'm going to call this point A, which is 0 and negative 2. And for the second point, I want to pick at this time 0 for y. If y is 0, and then 3 times 0 is 0. 0 is x minus 6. Send this negative 6 to the left. So it's going to be positive 6. So x is positive 6. That means I get the second point. So let me say this is point B. And when x is 6, y is 0. Just plot the coordinate system like this. When x is 0, negative, y is negative 2. So let's say this is negative 2, guys. Negative 2. So this is point A. And B is when x is 6, y is 0. Let's say this is 6 also. And this is point B. We already showed the second step. It says show these points, and we already showed these points. In the third step, it says connect these points. To make it a line means just, make it bigger. It doesn't look like straight, but suppose that this is a straight line. So this is the graph of 3y is x minus 6. So this is how the graph of this equation, and this is how we can draw the graph of this equation. I will show you a couple examples also to see how easy the strategy is, and you can apply the same strategy to all questions related to the linear equations. Okay, we have another question, and it says plot the graph of 2x plus y, which is equal to 4. And again, we're going to pick a number for x and we're going to find a number for y. Again, the easiest way is just pick a number for x as 0. So when x is 0, okay, just put 0 instead of x. Then it's going to be 2 times 0, which is 0. 0 plus y is 4. So in this case, y is 4. That means I found the point, the first point. Let's call it A. When x is 0, y is 4, guys. And now I need a second point, and again at this time I want to say if y is 0, what is x? So I'll put 0 instead of y, then it's going to be 2x plus 0 is 4, guys. This is already 0, so 2x is 4. Divide both sides by 2. These are gone, so x is 2, guys. So I have the second point, let's call it B. This is 2 and 0. So the first point is 0, 4, and the second point is 2, 0. Suppose that this is our coordinate system, and in this coordinate system, I want to show 0, 4. When x is 0, y is 4, let's say this is 4, guys. And the second point is 2, 0. Let's say this is 2, 0. I mean, it looks like the half of 4, so let's say this is 2. So this is A, the point A, and this is point B. Just combine those 2 points. Make it a straight line, okay? Make it longer. That is the equation of 2x plus y, that is 4, guys. It's very easy. Just as I said, pick a number for x and find a number for y, and do it twice. And generally, as you can see, what I did is try to pick numbers 0 for x and for y. So you get 2 points, combine those 2 points, and just draw the line. Just make it a big line, and that's how you're gonna get the graph of linear equations, guys. Okay, guys, we have a new question. It says which functions of these graphics are linear equations? Actually, I gave you a clue about that question in this video, and that is if the line is a straight line, okay, and then that graphic is a linear equation. For example, A is a straight line, right? So A is a linear equation. If you look at B, it's not a straight line, so it is a quadratic equation actually. So B is not a linear equation. And C, the red one, is not a linear equation. D, as you can see, is not a straight line, so D is not a linear equation as well. E is a straight line, so E is a linear equation. F is a straight line, so it is a linear equation. G is a straight line, so G is a linear equation. For F and G, okay, for example, G is something like, let's say, y is equal to 6. I mean, if you have something like that, a constant, these graphics are in this type. So there's a constant number for g of x. For f of x, they are also like x is 4, for example, the same thing. There's no y value but x. For example, x might be equal to 4. In this case, this graph may look like something like f of x here. It's a straight line on the x. When it is on the y, so this is y is equal to a constant. Just think it in this way. Okay guys, we have a special case here. There are some kind of graphics that are in this form. X divided by a plus y divided by b is 1. Here, when a and b are positive real numbers, and this is how we can easily plot this graph. So as you can see here, this is at the bottom of y, there is b, right? So b is right here. At the bottom of x, there is a, so the line intersects the x-axis at the point x is equal to a. So this is how we can plot the graph. As an example, let's say x divided by 2 plus y divided by 3 is 1. How we can plot the graph of this equation? This is just the coordinate system. At the bottom of x there is 2, so let's say this is 2. At the bottom of y there is 3, so let's say this is 3. Of course this is y and this is x, guys. So just combine those 2 points and make it a straight line. This is how we can obtain, how we can draw the graph of this equation. It's very easy, and as I said, it's a special case. Whenever you see something like that, or whenever you see something that can be converted to in this form, then this is how we can draw the graph of such equations. Okay, we have a question related to this special case, and it says write down the equations of y1 and y2. Let's take a look at y1 first. Okay, in such questions, guys, you have to look at the points where equation intersects the x-axis and where it intersects the y-axis. I'm gonna just write the equation for y1, okay? Y divided by 4 plus x divided by negative 3. And that is equal to 1, guys. For the second one, y2, how we can write the equation for this y2? Y divided by 2 plus, what is x-intercept? 3. So x divided by 3, and that is 1, guys. Of course, sometimes, you may not see this equation, for example, in this form, but in the following form. What is the least common multiple of 2 and 3? Because 2 and 3, they are relatively prime numbers. Just multiply those numbers, which is 6. So 6 is the least common multiple of 2 and 3. So multiply both sides by 6. I have y divided by 2 plus x divided by 3, and that is equal to 1, guys. Just multiply both sides by 6 and distribute this 6. If you simplify this, then you're going to have 3y plus 6 and 3. Simplify them, I have 2x. And on the right, 1 times 6, which is 6. So most of the time, this is the form that you see. But this form and that form, they are equal to each other, guys. If you draw those two equations, definitely you will see this y2, okay? So y2 is the graph of both showing, let's say. And this question was the last question in this video, guys. And if you can make practices, then you can excel in this subject. And it's very easy to draw such the graph of linear equations if you apply this strategy. And if you have any other question, you can put them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the upcoming videos.